Hi everybody, so welcome to part 2 in this series of how to convert your GPD portable wireless gaming console into a full-blown home entertainment system or home game system. As you can see, if you did see part 1, and you should see it first before you see this one, I showed you how you could actually connect to your big screen television via wireless connection. So as you can see, I have no wires connected on this thing, but I am connected wirelessly to my TV screen, right? As you can see, because I scroll through the apps and you can see them scroll through on the big screen TV. So that's all nice and good. I mean, you can play games on this using the nice control pad that you see here, but wouldn't it be great if you can use your existing game pads or your game controllers? So I have a couple of PS3 controllers here, and in this particular video I'm just going to show how you can connect these up to this via a wired connection, and play games. Part 3, I will be looking at how to control wireless controllers to this, right? So stay tuned for part 3. But for this particular video, PS3 controllers via a wired connection. So let's get to it. So before we start, we're going to need a couple of things. First off, we're going to need a pair of USB cables. So, and the longer the better. So one end is a USB, right? The other end is the smaller USB version, right? Now there's like the mini USB, which is a little thinner, but this is the older mini USB version, and it's the one that can fit into these USB ports here on the back of the PS3 controllers. So if you remember these, and if you don't have these cables, you can get them from any computer store, because they do still sell them. So 2 of these types of cables. So here's one. Let's put that over here. Let's move this back a bit. So that's one, and here's another cable where you have USB on one side and this smaller USB plug on the other. Alright, so these two connect into the game pads, right? Now you're going to need an Otg cable, and one end looks like this. This is like the modern day USB, mini USB connection. It's a little slimmer. And just to prove what I'm talking about, so here's the older mini USB connection where it's a little fatter. This is the thinner one that I have. Alright, so these go into the PS3 controllers. The Otg cable has that smaller USB port on one side, and it has this USB 2.0 female jack on the other end, right? So this is going to connect on the back of my GPD XD. And last but not least, to connect them all together, you get a simple 4-port passive USB hub. Again, these are very cheap. You can get them from a computer store for like $10. And this is a D-Link. I use this for a lot of applications. So that's it. So to summarize, you need your, a small USB hub, passive hub. 4 ports is good. You need an Otg cable, and then you need 2 USB cables, right? And the cables where the mini end is the one that can plug into your PS3 controllers. So what I have here, it's not rocket science. So I've just pretty much controlled each controller via a USB wired connection into the 4-port hub of my passive USB hub, and then I just connected the output of that hub into the Otg cable, and that Otg cable connects into the back of the GPD XD via the mini USB interface. Now the next step is to map the keys of both gamepads onto the GPD XD so that it knows, which controller is being used and which button is being pressed during gameplay. Now the good news is we only have to configure these gamepads once. Once that's done, you can open any application, any game, and the gamepads will automatically be detected and you can start playing your games right away. What's really cool about the GPD XD is the fact that there is already a pre-installed app that you can find under the emulators tab. It's called KO Gamebox. You press that and it actually comes with a set of cool menus. So they have these different categories of games. One called Hot. Let me see, Hot Games. Let's see what the categories we have. We have action games, retro, girls' favorites, fighting games, and role-playing, sports, shooting, and strategy. And strangely enough, if I was to press on shooting, it would actually, and make sure you have your Wi-Fi turned on, it actually has a lot of games that you can download from the site, and they seem to be free, like Strikers 1945, SOCOM US 1945, a couple of cool games which I found was interesting. But what I'm like this application for is the fact that if you go into settings, I think it's settings, so let's go back here, go out of the application. There is, oh, let me just drag it across, that's it. You can actually here configure gamepads. So I'm going to click on gamepads, and I have two here because I did pre-install an Xbox and a PlayStation controller, but I'm just going to redo that. So let me just zoom out here for a second, and my two gamepads that are already connected via wires, turn them on, and when I turn them on, it actually detects both gamepads. So I had one already turned on, so you already saw the Sony PlayStation icon, but I turned the other one on and the other Sony PlayStation icon came up. So right now the GPD XD sees this one as player 2, which is this one, and this one is player 3. So I mean, if you wanted to, I could delete the Xbox one and then that would be called player 1 and player 2, but it doesn't matter. I mean, what I want to show you is that this application automatically detects your gamepad once you turn it on and you have it hooked up correctly, and then you can easily map the keys. So let me show you how you map the keys. Let's first go on this Sony PlayStation, and let me just zoom in here so you can actually see a bit better the application as I map the keys. So right now it's asking me to press this action button, so I'm going to do that now. And let's do the bottom action button, next action button, top one, there's this one, start, oh, shoulder button, the other shoulder button, trigger button at the back, other trigger button at the back, and it says key mapping is successful. Now I'm going to do the other one, and I'm just going to show you the application on the big screen TV so you may be able to see it a bit better. So for the next, I'm going to just do the button mapping for the next controller, but I'm just have the camera on the big screen TV so you can see it a bit clearer. Alright, so I'm going to go through the same exercise I went through with the other controller. So here's my gamepad right here, and let me just turn on the light so you can see it a little bit clearer. Alright, so here's my gamepad. Now let me go for that gamepad, So I'm going to press this one here on my screen. Alright, so I just pressed it on the GPD XD. So here's the gamepad. So it's asking me to press the button. So I'm going to press that one. Good. That one. Good. This one. That one. Select. Start. Top shoulder button. It's L1. R1. L2. And R2. Key mapping is a success. So that's it, guys. It's that simple. We now have a fully configured GPD XD with a wireless connection to the TV where it streams video and sound. And I have two PS3 controllers connected to and configured with all the keys mapped to the GPD XD. And as you can see, it took me less than a minute. So it takes pretty much less than a minute to just connect these up and to run the pre-installed application, which actually is a combination of an online game store where the games seem to be free, which is cool. you can download. But the feature that I really like about that that software that's pre-installed is that you can easily key map these controllers, and it happens in mere seconds, as you can see. So let me play a couple games and just show you how it looks. Now, this cool driving game that I'm playing here, it actually detected both controllers because I do have an option for split screen racing. So I'm actually going to just select that just to show you how that it has detected both controllers and they work pretty well together. So I'm going to select two players. Now it's asking me to, because it's a split screen game with two controllers, so one controller you can see yourself on one half of the screen, and then the other controller you can see yourself racing in the other half of the screen. So I can actually select if I want to be in the top screen or bottom screen. So this is player one. Just drag that up like that. So player one is going to be in the top half of the screen. Take the other controller and drag it down. Player two is in the lower half of the screen. Simple, right? Exactly. So let's continue, and let me just show you quickly that it works pretty well. So I'm going to change my car to something that you can see here. That's a red one. And player two, do you want to be yellow? Oh, what other color? Yeah, this is a nice blue car. So blue car at the bottom, red car at the top. I can confirm, and I can confirm. Select the driver. I'm happy with that. Okay. Oh, sorry. Confirm. Good. We're ready. And we're ready. So as you can see, I'm split screen. So that's the red car. As you can see, I'm controlling very well there. And here's the bottom one. So I don't have somebody here to race me right now, because it's kind of late at night. But as you can see, both controllers work well. There's player two at the bottom. Alright. And this is player one here at the top. Alright. So this is a really versatile little device, as you can see. So I just have, these wires at the back, so I connect to that. And the TV, this is wirelessly streaming video and sound to the TV, so there's no cable. Now, one thing to note with wireless streaming, there's a small lag between what you see on this screen here and what's on the big screen. So if you want to eliminate that lag completely, now you can. Now, there is a mini HDMI port on the back of the GPD XD. So what you can do is you can get an adapter which will convert this to like a normal HDMI female interface, and then you can connect an HDMI cable between this and the TV. It's an extra cable, but at the end of the day you have like no lag at all, and that's important because if you're playing like first-person shooter games or really fast-paced games, you can get away with having a wireless connection between the GPD XD and the TV. But I find that I have a preference to have that HDMI cable connected. Now, don't worry, I will have a video just showing how to connect that up as well in another part, because this is a multi-part series on how really lovely this game system is. I mean, it's portable, but if you want to change it into a full-fledged home console gaming system, you see how easy it is, right? Now, I'm sure some of you are saying, wouldn't it be really cool if you can have these same types of controllers wirelessly connect to this, so there's no wires, there's no clutter that you see here. I can eliminate all of this, and that will be part 3, where I'll be showing you how to connect wireless gamepads to the GPD XD. And the ultimate setup would be to have a wireless connection between the gamepads, the GPD XD, in addition to having a wireless connection from the GPD SD to the TV. So there's no wires at all, just 2 controllers, your GPD XD and your large screen television. So stay tuned for part 3. By the way, I will have links at the bottom of this page where you can get the controllers, the GPD XD itself, as well as the USB hub and Otg cable and whatnot. All the links are down below. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like it, subscribe, and if you subscribe, I mean you will be keeping up to date on new videos that come out, and we will be eventually starting giveaways as well. So stay tuned for that as well. So that being said, you guys have a great evening. Bye bye. Hey everybody. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Now I'm going to ask you to do 2 things before you leave. 1, there's a button right up here on the screen to my right here. Click on that, and that will take you to our website, www.redtechbot.com. When you get on that site, there will be a button there where you can actually sign up for our newsletter. And when you do sign up for our newsletter by entering in your email address, you will automatically be entered into all of our tech giveaways. And by tech giveaways, these are some typical examples of what we will be giving away, and these are some examples. There's other stuff as well. And the good news is, you just have to enter your email address once, and it will automatically be entered into the pool every time we do a draw. And we will use that email address, of course, to contact the winner, to tell them, hey, you've won something, and it's really cool. And of course, the newsletter will have updates on tech reviews, what's coming up new, what's coming up next. New stuff in the industry, and even information on future giveaways, right? So it's really nice newsletter that we're going to be sending out. And one other thing is, on this side on the screen here, up here on my left, you click on that and you will subscribe to the channel. Now by subscribing, of course, you will be at the forefront of any new things that are happening, any new videos that are coming out. And what I will also be doing is I'll be doing videos where I'll be talking about what we're going to be doing as a next giveaway, right? So you want to be, subscribed, tuned in to that as well. So it's going to be a fun year and fun years to come as well. So yeah, that being said, you guys have a great day. Bye.